Hello my comrades, I'm Cameron and today we're talking... I probably shouldn't do that. Today we're talking everything from the Galaxy Fold's new release date and how Samsung has attempted to fix the device's faulty design, a review of Untitled Goose Game, the best cameras to kickstart your YouTube dreams under $1,000, and our first Eco Challenge app. Welcome to the Tech Bench. I've been trying to think of some sort of folding pun for the last 20 minutes, but I got nothing. I give up, I surrender. I fold. So, Samsung initially scheduled the Galaxy Fold's release for April 22nd, even going so far as to allow pre-orders for the device. Yeah, apparently they had a lot of faith in this thing. But oh boy, when tech reviewers and critics got their hands on the device early, they did not let it go easy. A ton of issues with the device's design were discovered, from a small opening that could allow debris behind the screen, to people peeling off the screen thinking it was a screen protector. Ay ay ay. Well, 5 months later and here we are, with a new release date of the 27th of September. Samsung is once again allowing pre-orders, and the device will be priced at an incredible $1,980 American. And now I'm specifying American because as of right now, the Fold only has an announced release of the USA and South Korea a few weeks ago. Following in the footsteps of the S10 and Note 10, Samsung is also offering a 5G model. And although no price has been announced, we can expect it to be well over $2,000. Coming in at such a steep price point, you should expect some special treatment from the company that you're putting your trust in and throwing your wallet at. And so, Samsung is offering the new Galaxy Fold Premier service, offering to personally help and assist users who purchase the device. It will offer a walkthrough and explanation of the various features exclusive to the Fold and allow video chat, in-person support, and a dedicated phone number in the case that you need assistance with any issues that may arise. And speaking of issues, Samsung has done their darn best to improve on the truly faulty design of the original, adjusting the protective film to keep people from peeling it off, placing the edges under the bezel, and adding a T-shaped insert to the hinges of the phone to help prevent debris and particles from entering. However, as YouTuber Jerry Rig Everything demonstrated, it isn't quite enough. The screen that unfolds showed a remarkable softness, Jerry Rig Everything comparing it to Play-Doh. He managed to damage it with just his fingernail, and in a test of the protection of the hinges, he dropped sand rocks onto the phone and folded it up, and managed to get sand stuck inside the hinge, making an awful grinding noise every time the device was folded and unfolded. We might get into the specifics of the phone specs in a later episode, but for now, the Samsung Galaxy Fold is still a super fragile device, plastered with warnings to make sure you don't break it, and if you do break it, it turns into a $2,000 brick. So, until such a time comes when this kind of phone is affordable and reliable, my recommendation is for you not to fold your phone, but instead, your wallet. If you're anything like me, you spend your sleeping hours wide awake. You simply can't sleep. Every time your eyes manage to flutter shut, you see it. The goose game that you dream of. Not literally, because you can't sleep. So when I noticed the listing for Untitled Goose Game on the Epic Store, I got excited. And every moment of this game met my expectations and more. Yes, it's time for the Untitled Goose Game review. You begin by exercising one of your multiple abilities and honk. You hop out of the bush you were sleeping in and get ready to take on the world. The controls guide you ever so smoothly through the map, free of loading screens and full of charm. You begin just outside of a gardener's beloved garden and are introduced to the goose's to-do list. From locking the gardener behind the gate to setting up a picnic with the crops you've stolen. Every task in the game requires genuine puzzle solving, and although some of these can be somewhat confusing in their solutions, every single one can be figured out with logical thinking. The game takes you through residents' backyards, to a pub, to a tiny model township with a golden treasure awaiting you. The game is lenient in the way it allows you to confuse and infuriate the people of the town, always allowing you to make mistakes in order to learn, with somebody there to fix it up as you untie their shoelaces from behind them, then steal their prized possessions and watch them fall as you flee the scene. Untitled Goose Game is a fantastic concept from a fantastic perspective, and it's truly refreshing to learn how to use an entirely different form than your own to the best of its abilities. With a beautiful cartoonish art style, smooth controls, and a constant desire to check just one more thing off that to-do list, I can't fault this game. It does what it wants to do and it does it well. I give Untitled Goose Game an extremely prestigious 10 out of 10. If you're interested, why not give it a gander? And now it's time for the best cameras to use for YouTube under $1,000, but not quite. I'm not here to push a list into your face with technical specs that might not even make sense to you. I want to help you to make an informed choice. There are so many different paths and options you can choose from. There's mirrorless, DSLRs, video cameras, action cameras. Give some thought to what you need and do some research on that. It's only a Google search away. But if you have $1,000 that you do intend on spending on a camera, you'll either need to set down a smaller budget for your actual camera base and make sure you can afford to get yourself a decent lens too, or look into an all-in-one camera. The good news is that with $1,000 you can get a pretty great camera for any filmmaking at this level, with a good sensor, possibly 4K video, and a stabilizer. But to reach those features within this price point, you also need a budget for lenses. It's quite possible you only need a single type of lens and you're sure that it'll do until you can afford more. And you can probably still make it work, but what I would recommend if funds are limited is to invest in a compact or video camera. At this price you can get a decent 4K camcorder with some settings you can toy around with, and if you're looking at a camera you can also use for photography, a compact camera will do the job just fine. If you're just starting on YouTube, consider even using your phone as a camera. It might sound ridiculous to you, but most modern phones have sharp cameras that often even film at 4K. And if you're just starting as a YouTuber, it might be a good place to begin. You can invest your money in other things to improve your production, like better sound equipment, which is essential to coming off as professional. The most important part of creating content isn't how sharp your camera is or how good your lighting is. It's a passion and a genuine enjoyment of what you're doing. And as we wrap up this episode of the Tech Bench, I want to introduce to you our new segment, the Eco Challenge. Each week we'll bring you a new app or website or whatever it is that intends to allow anyone to do their part in helping the environment. This week we have the Environment Challenge. It's an app created by Hannibal Projects, and every week it gives you a new challenge for small lifestyle changes you can partake in to do your part. It's currently available on the Play Store, so why not check it out? Well, that's it for this episode of the Tech Bench. If you enjoyed, leave a like, and if you really enjoyed it, consider subscribing. I'm Cameron, and thanks for watching the Tech Bench.